Hey Facebook, hey YouTube, hey Periscope. It is the weekend of Mother's Day. And I thought I would get on. I have not been on this week. And I think Fridays may just be my day. It's easier for me. Um, I am not driving. I am in my car. I'm not driving though. But I just wanted to take an opportunity to first celebrate the moms who are doing what they're supposed to do, who are struggling doing what they're supposed to do, who have no idea of what they got themselves into. I still salute you and celebrate you today. And then I also want to give tribute to those who lost their mom this year, or who have ever lost, who have lost their mom, and just that this season may just be hard. I just want to celebrate you today. And then, so Convo with Nikki is a place where transformation. Hey, Carla O's. Hey, Tanya. Convo with Nikki is a place and a platform where I'm able to be transparent. I share my life. I give tidbits, my experiences, not because I think that it is so grand, but ultimately to help somebody else. And a lot of times when I talk, it just helps me release. And so with it being Mother's Day weekend, and looking at motherhood, as I am a mom of four, I was going to say wonderful children, but they've given me a headache, which I'm gonna get to in a minute. And I don't know if my camera is like dirty. Anyways, but I wanted to get on, and I just want to encourage moms. We always, we pay tribute to the moms who got it all together. But what about the moms who has to go visit their son on Saturday and Sunday, or their daughters on Saturday and Sunday, or who kid is not there, and who, I saw a post up that I had put up in 2011, thank God for the memory app, and it says your children are a product of who you are and what you do. And I mean, in 2011, I probably thought that was so true. And as I sit today as a mom of a 16-year-old, a 13-year-old, an 11-year-old, and an 8-year-old, I don't necessarily feel like that's the truth. I definitely feel like some of the behaviors that children have are from things that they've seen around them. Hey, Damaris, how are you? And so I definitely feel like a lot of the things that our kids see in our lives, and a lot of the stuff that we implement, we will hope that they hold on to it and exude some of those things. But our kids are also in the world. Our kids also go to school, and they're there 8 hours a day. So yes, I make impact and influence, but our children are ultimately their own decisions. And people may not agree with me with this. Like I said, I put up a post that said that and I'm gonna tell you how I got there. A teacher said to me a few weeks ago, you're responsible for the effort. They're responsible for the results. As a mom, I encourage you to continue to put forth the effort, because that is what we're responsible for. As a mom, we're responsible for putting forth the effort of them being great. I still see my children as great, so don't get it twisted that has changed. I am saying to you that we are not responsible for their results, because the actions are their own. We are responsible for the effort and the influence so that their actions look like what we would want them to. However, our children make their own decisions, and once they get to a certain place, and they're going to have to make their own decisions, our job is to teach them right from wrong. After we done taught them that, and if we've given that to them, if we taught them that, then the hope for it is that that's what they will exemplify. The reality is, all of them always do that. That's not the story for everybody. That's not the truth for everybody. So I'm excited for those who had a perfect child, and that child didn't get into no trouble, and their kid is on the path to everywhere they said they was going to be. And I'm not going to not celebrate them. I think that's awesome. Then there's another set of parents who, I was a great parent. I did, and I gave tools, and I gave them everything they needed for their toolbox. Yet they made a choice to not use any of them. They made a choice to use their own toolbox that they create on their own, or the power of influence came in and they just made piss poor choices. That mom, I still celebrate her. I still celebrate her being a great mom, but I also want to encourage her to not give up on them because they don't look like what you expected them to look like. It does not mean that you failed as a mom. It means that they made some decisions that led them to some other streets and some other roads, and you still got work to do. We're responsible for the effort. We make the effort as a mom to show up, to show out, to be steadfast, to be unmovable, to be determined, and then the results that are produced are their own decisions. And I wanted to come encouraging, because I think a lot of times Mother Day comes around and we get to the celebrating, but there's a mom that's crying because the kid can't stay in school. There's a mom crying because their son is sitting in jail, their daughter's sitting in jail. There's a mom that's crying that wishes they could spend some time with their child, but they were murdered this year or last year. There's some moms, and some of them are looking at, where did I go wrong? Where did I mess up? How come this happened to my baby? Why did this happen to our family? And the true reality is, you were responsible for the effort. The results are their own. And I'm not telling you, and I don't want somebody to misconstrue my words, that murder is deserved, because that's not what I'm saying. As my godson was one that was also murdered. But I want some moms to understand that just because your life doesn't look like what you, or your kids' lives don't look like what you expected and what you planned, it does not mean that you failed as a mom. It means that you did your job, your due diligence, and some things happen. And so my job, or my thing today, or my foresight today when I came on, was that I wanted to encourage that mom. I wanted to encourage her as I encourage myself, that I have not failed. And so that is big for me. And so I don't want your takeaway to be, oh, look at her kids got it together. No, my reality is, this week my kids ran me up a wall. My kids got me to a place that I wanted to somewhat tap out. And my true reality is, it's not my fault. When I learned how to sit in that, right? Because my responsibility for them was to give them tools to make great decisions. And when they decided to go outside of the toolbox that I gave them to make some situations their own, they're responsible for those results. And I'm battling. I'm encouraging you ultimately, because I need it in this season, in this weekend, in this week, to encourage me as a mom, because I got heavy, right? Because so not only I'm a mom of 4, but I'm also a voice for teenagers. And I make impact because I know that's what God called me to do. And I can go into a room of about 30,000 kids. That's exaggeration, but God will see fit one day. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm cutting the ringer off of my phone. I can go in a room and make impact on any other level with other teens. And in my house, it looked like I can't get it together. Right? But I encourage moms on today who don't know where their son or daughter is, who has no idea of the people that their kids are hanging around, who assume that when they sent them out with some great tools this morning, that they will come back and they didn't return. I want to encourage you that you did not fail as a mom. I wanted to encourage you that ultimately you were responsible for the effort. Now, for the moms who don't make effort, I don't have a word for you, because see, I'm a mom that I show up whenever they need me. I show up when a teacher called me. I show up when don't nobody call me, right? I'm responsible for that effort. I'm supposed to make an effort to be a great mom. The results are the decisions that they decide to do in their own time. And I'll give you an example. I don't, like really sugarcoat. Like it's a video right now. My oldest son got his first football scholarship offer. I don't even know. He got a football scholarship offer on Friday after school. However, while he was in school, he made a piss poor decision and he put his hands on somebody. Somebody recorded it. Of course, it's the 21st century. They recorded it. It kind of went crazy. He gets to school on Monday and he's suspended. The recruiter for the school that he got the offer on came to the school on Tuesday. I ain't gonna tell you it's a missed opportunity, but it better be a lesson learned. Because ultimately, I did all of the things. I put him in football camps. I made relationships with the coaches. I made sure that my son was where he needed to be. I put him on a football field. I put the ball in his hand. Not as much as I respect his fathers and the people who he's had in his life, I put them there. Right? I made the sacrifice. I showed up. But I can't do the work. I can't play the football game. Right? But when he got to the school, I can't sit in the school with him. I have, and y'all know that. But ultimately, Nate got to want it for himself. And as I sat in that, right, as a mom who makes effort, I sat in a place where I felt like I was failing. How did I get here? How did I get to a place to have, this week, want all 4 of my children took me to a crazy place. And I don't complain, and I am grateful, and I love them still, and I still call them to be great. But I'm saying, as a mom who makes effort, who shows up, who makes sacrifices, I was heavy. And I encourage the mom today that is heavy, that look at their children and kind of say, how I messed that up? What did I do wrong? I'm not telling you we don't have no ownership for some stuff, right? I'm telling you, but the results are their own. The decisions that they make are their own. And until we allow them the opportunity to fall and stand in a fall, we continue to fail them because we want to save them. And I'm not telling you don't save your babies. Y'all listen to me. I need y'all to hear me, because my position is I need you to understand that some of the mistakes that our kids have made, we rescued them so fast, they have no idea of how to sustain in trouble. We so busy rescuing them, trying so that the kids don't look like what the family said that our kids was gonna look like, right? That society said our kids was gonna look like. We so busy trying to clean them up and make them mask them for everybody else. Hey, Scooter, mask them for everybody else. The true reality is, if we would have allowed them to sit in that, I'm sorry, y'all, that was my son. If we would have allowed them to sit in there, then we ultimately could have saved them from them by them sitting where they needed to sit. I just keep on declining it. That's all them text me. I'm sorry, I'm not ignoring my children, but I need to get this off of me, ultimately helping somebody else, so that I don't continue to lose. Because let me tell y'all something. I looked at my kids and I said, what am I doing? Call Malik phone Sonata. What am I doing? But I can't save you from everything. Sometimes we gotta walk them right on into their own trouble. Own this, because the world ain't gonna hold no bars for them. Nobody else is saving them. The world gonna eat them and spit them out. Because I haven't given them tools. I haven't even showed them how to deal with consequences, because all of us want to celebrate rewards. I'm not saying post when your kid do something crazy. I'm saying the reality is that kids do stuff crazy. The reality is that our babies are not perfect. The reality is, if we continue to try to save them from the small, when the big come, it ain't going to be nothing we can do. And that's where we are. Right? So if you got a kid and they got community service or probation, hold them to that. Make them do it. Make them stand in it. Don't call your friends for hookups and connections of, hey, look, can you fill out this paper for me because so-and-so got to do? Because that's ultimately setting them up for you saving them from something that they did. Make them own it. Make them sit in it. Make them understand that small consequence, because when you turn your back to allow them to get out of the small, when the big come down, right? When they don't do the probation, or they don't show up for curfew, or they don't show up to school, when that big come, right? Then you're gonna be hooping and hollering and crying because you gotta talk to them through a glass, when it could have been prevented had we allowed them to sit in a place, sit in a seat of, this is your consequence because your actions are wrong. Not the kid wrong. And that's what we got to remember. I'm talking to y'all and fussing at y'all, and I'm getting hyped, not because I'm yelling at a particular person, but for me. Because there's nothing wrong with my son. His actions are wrong. So I speak to the actions. I rebuke all of the things that his thought process in his mind. And I renew a kingdom mindset in him, because ultimately I know he's great. Which means that if he's great, adversity comes, then what? But if I've given him no understanding, if I continue to condemn the child versus the actions, then I lose the kid. We haven't failed as moms. We haven't failed as parents. We were responsible for the effort. Pippi, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. The reality is, the longer we protect them, the world will be able to get to them. And I'm saying that because you can't save them when they walking down the street. You can't save them when they with their friends. And then what it creates for them in their mind is a false reality of what life is. Because Mungo already always be there. Mungo always save. I don't care who your mama is. Right? This is real. And I'm talking to you and I'm talking to me. I don't care who your parent is. When it gets to a place, when the police show up, when the DA show up, when the judge show up, your mama can't save you there. She can write a letter, she can plead, and she can say a cry and a tear. But when the people got made up in their mind of who your kids are, nothing changes that. But again, I'm speaking about the actions of the child, not the child. And a lot of times we want to throw away the whole kid, right, because of an action. And I'm encouraging me because, again, this week was hard for me. This week in being a mom is hard. So I want to encourage the mom who got the referral this week. I want to encourage the mom who got a phone call and it was from Richmond City this week. I want to encourage the mom who's not going to see that baby because they got to go do a visit at Oliver Hill this weekend. I want to encourage the mom that you're still great. You're still a great mom, but no great mom comes without a face of adversity. No great mom comes without a problem. No great mom is a great mom without something that they had to endure and overcome. And so I encourage you to continue to press even when it's hard. Even when you think you don't have no more strength. Get that strength. That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about the strength that you don't even know you got until you got to go get it. That's the strength I tapped into this week. That's the strength that saved me from killing my son this week. That's the strength. And I'm talking about literal, not joking. That's the strength. That's the place I had to go. I had to go to that place and I had to sit there. I had to sit in a place of his actions do not equal yours. So I have not failed. I'm telling you I have not, because that ultimately means that you also have not failed. I want to speak to the mom whose kid may not be here anymore. I want to encourage you that love exists still. Those memories that you have, those the pictures that you have, the thought processes that you have, you didn't fail. You didn't fail. I would be remiss, or I would be a fool to sit on here and say that God took your baby, because that's not my belief, because the devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And those are my beliefs. I'm not pushing them on you. I'm saying that if your effort was great, then your kid is resting in a great place. I am saying to you that no, it's not okay, but you can't carry that burden either. Because a lot of our babies, and I even use my godson just so I can make it personal so no one takes offense. His mom's effort was amazing. He came with a dream. He came with a purpose. He knew what he wanted to be in life. His mom's effort was stupid. His support system was stupid. The people around him that loved him was stupid. Do you understand me? When he did something, we showed up and we showed out. But the decision to talk to girls on Backpage, piss poor decision. A great guy, piss poor decision. And that one decision, out of all of the great decisions he's made, that one decision cost him his life. Did he deserve it? No. But the reality is that's where he is. So did his mom fail him? No. She's a great mom. She is a great mom. Was he a bad kid? No. Was the action or was the decision made faulty? It was a faulty decision. Because he was a cute guy. He could have got any girl. He just happened to go where it was easy, which a lot of guys do. And what was easy, it cost him something. But what she could never say is that she was a bad mom. And I think for us as moms, we have to remember, even when they don't look like what we expected, they're still great. And the fault of what happens does not fall on us. Right? Right. Like let me tell y'all something. I love my babies. But this week, honey, was hard for me. Because I see the greatness. I do have a process of what I want him to be. I would be a fool if I didn't. I see the potential. But if he has no understanding of what it is, then the results are his own. And as a mom, I have to be able to say and stay clear of and understand that I continue to speak greatness. I speak greatness to the child. I rebuke the action. And I encourage myself. As I'm encouraging you. As I'm encouraging any mom on here. Especially moms with boys. And not that I have anything against girls, because I have one of those too. But our actuality is, and our reality is, we can't teach our boys how to be men. We can give them great skills and great tools. We can. And we can do a great job. I feel like I've done a great job in some aspects. And then there's some stuff I know I messed up on, and I own it. I own it. I probably own it way too much. Because in me owning my stuff, I push away what he's done. Because ultimately, he made the decisions, not me. And I have given him tools to make better decisions. So where he stands and where he will sit will be his. So I'm the mom. I've had a conversation with my son. And I watched my mom for years sit Mother's Days with my brother. Sit and cry on birthdays for my brother. I've watched. And my boys know I will not. Will I show up at court? I will be at court. But will I be sitting in somebody's jail cell waiting for to talk to you through a glass? I won't. Why? Because I've given you skills and tools for that to not be your story. If it becomes your story, it's because you made a choice. You've made a decision when that didn't have to be it. Are there some other circumstances? Of course. So if something happens and we get into a self-defense thing, of course, I'm going to listen. I'm going to hear him out. But when I get to realities of things, when I get to decisions of things, and you've made a piss poor decision, you will sit. You will be there. Will it hurt? It will hurt like hell. It hurt when he gets suspended. So I can only imagine how it would feel if I had to get a phone call from Henrico or the city or wherever. But as a mom, our job is the effort. The results are our children. What they decide to do, how they decide to use the tools that we've given them. If I've given you kindness and chivalry and you decide that you ain't gonna never open a door, I've given you tools to be a great man, to be a great person. What you do with those tools after I give them to you is on you. So I encourage the mom who is battling and looking at a kid who left this morning and said, I can't stand you. I am encouraging the mom who is dealing with the teenager that won't answer the phone when you call for the phone that you pay the bill on. I'm encouraging you that it doesn't equate to being a bad mom. It doesn't equate to all things that you did were wrong. If you did wrong stuff, if you did something bad, own your stuff, live in your stuff, accept it and deal with it. And then hold the kid accountable for their stuff. The hard part is that we want to change a kid, but we don't realize that it's stuff within us that we ultimately have to change. We ultimately have to work on. We ultimately have to fix. We can't hold them accountable to being different and doing different when we continue to walk in the same stuff that we walked in to get them there. So before you go pointing your finger at your kid, look at what you did. Look at some of your actions. I know for me, some of my stuff, and I'm just using Nate because he's the one I think I had the hardest time with this week. I tried to fill a void with Nate. I think somebody else on here said the same thing. Like, he was the first grandchild. He was the first great grandchild. He was the first nephew. He was the first of everything, and he got treated as such. And did nobody tell him no? People just made it happen. And then in some form or some way, we created a pattern of Nate can do what he want to do. We rewarded some of his... We would discipline him and reward him in the same day. As a 4 and a 5-year-old. Yeah, I'm talking about this stuff doesn't just start at 16. These behaviors and these expectations mentally started when they were a kid. Some of the stuff that we didn't even pay attention to or we thought nothing was wrong with it. But we created where they are. What tools are we going to give them now? The tools in the toolbox, as you give them, they remain. But you have to refresh. If you leave a tool, I don't really know about tools, but it's a man on here. Y'all help me. But if you leave a tool that's been dipped in something for too long, it's going to rust and it's no more good. So as you're giving tools throughout these years, know that you probably going to have to take out one and put another one in. Or you got to trade out some of the same ones that you got to redo over and over again. You got to shine it up to get it to another place. You got to emphasize it a little bit more so that they continue to get it. Effort. What are you putting in your kids' toolbox? What tools do they have? And if they have none, make an effort to put them in there so that they have them to use. So that the results that they present are great results, predicated upon great effort from a great mom who and also speaks to a great child. I hope this helps. I really held back tears. I did really, really good. I'm super, super proud of myself. Because as I started talking, I was like, no, you're not crying today, girl. I cried this week. I'm not crying today. So I celebrate the moms today. If you got a baby graduating, I know this is graduation week and month, the next 2 months. Congratulations for your graduate. 1 milestone, 2 milestones out of the way. Great job, mom. Great job. I know my mom, when I got my degree, she kept it. So and I got my degree 2 years ago. I was 34. But I gave it to her because we also helped do the work. But again, I celebrate you. I celebrate all the moms this weekend. But I encourage all the moms who are struggling. I encourage you. I'm gonna probably try. That's probably what I'll post this weekend. It's just encouraging stuff for moms. I probably won't post anything else. And all of my sisters that are on here and women, happy Mother's Day. I am not calling all of y'all. If y'all on here, great. I don't have big plans for Mother's Day. I will be at church if y'all want to come. They fixing us breakfast at 9:30 on Sunday. And then service starts at 10:30. If y'all would like to come, y'all can come and sit with me. This is my weekend with no kids. My sister is getting married tomorrow. But my weekend is light. And I'm glad because I was so heavy. So I needed a light week. And again, I just want to encourage moms. I want to encourage you. You know, the mom who is... the mom who is waiting on a call right now, listening to me. The mom who is worried that that baby may not make it through the night. And I hope y'all share this video. Share it to other moms. Tag a mom that you think would benefit from hearing this. Tag the strong mom. Because the strong moms are heavy. Because we can't let everybody else see our babies fail. Because everybody else looking to us to be the great mom. And so share and tag and invite a friend. You know, I encourage all of the moms that your children's outcome is not who you are. Did you have a part? Did you play a role? Partially. But you were responsible for the effort. And if you made great effort, then there are results of their decisions. And so, moms, I celebrate you. I see, oh, hey, Mama White. That's my spiritual mom, y'all. Y'all tell her Happy Mother's Day. But I celebrate moms, and I encourage you. I keep on saying that because I don't know why I'm heavy about that. Like, I want to encourage you. I want to encourage you ladies to know that you haven't failed. You have not failed as a mom. You have not failed. And a mom's job, as much as we want to say 18, does not equal done. That's a parent's job. I need dads to realize that too. I probably do that on Father's Day. But a mom's job doesn't stop at 18. Because I love my children forever. I support and will be there for them forever. But what does change is your effort. So the effort that I put in when they was 1, we're not getting that same. I'm not breastfeeding you like I did when you was 6 months. When you 16. My effort different. My responsibility is different. As they grow, that's what I'm telling you about these tools. As they grow, what you put in that toolbox to grow looks different. I hope this helps. I feel a little release. Y'all tell me, I want some crab legs, and I just went to Kroger's. But can y'all tell me somewhere I can go and I can get some crab legs? That's what I want to do today. Nothing heavy. Just some crab legs. But I thank y'all for listening. I appreciate you all's time. I pray that you all have a great, great Mother's Day. If you are a mom, happy Mother's Day. If your mom is deceased, this may be a hard season for you, but know that there's a greater place for her. She may not be in any more pain, any more frustration. She's not weary and worried. If you're a mom of a child that you lost this year, I am sorry. But I pray you some strength and peace. I pray you some understanding in this season. And I encourage you to find you somebody that's close. Find you a partner. I'm talking to women. Grab you a partner. It could be a male, I don't really care. But that you trust. Because we're so strong as women. We get so focused on being the everything for everybody that when we need a moment, we forget that. So get you somebody you trust. And lay on them. Not like lay with them. I'm not encouraging sex on here. I'm saying lay on them. And trust them. Trust. As women, we gotta trust. I got so much I could say to women because why all y'all must be putting stuff out for me to talk about because I can feel all of it. Yeah. So I will say this. Invite somebody, share this video with someone. Share this video today, tomorrow, and on Sunday. I challenge y'all. I'm going to share it all 3 days. Share the video so that we can help women. And if you have an encouraging word for a woman, put it on here. That is what I don't have no. This right here was literally for me because that's why my tears kept coming back because I was heavy and I needed a moment to say I haven't failed as a mom, even when it feel like it. Yeah. I hope y'all have a great, great weekend. I love you. Thank you for watching. Happy Mother's Day again. Make sure you shower somebody with something. What is it? Pay it forward. Pay it forward. Do something nice for somebody else this weekend. Even if you're a great mom. Do something nice for somebody else. Love you.